And howdy y'all, welcome back to the Kansas City Corporate Esports Cup Marvel Rivals competition. Your host today is me, JT Displays, and we got ourselves an inter-company battle as we got Well Sky taking on Well Sky. No, I take it back, that's an intra-company battle there, not an inter-company battle. That's right, we got ourselves a matchup for bragging rights here. And let me tell you folks, it is absolutely blazing hot outside, just as the competition is starting to heat up here inside, as we take a look at the standings here of our competition. Aha. Let me make that bigger for you guys so you can see exactly what the standings are here of our competition. As you can see, Well Sky, the Revengers, they're in the top 3 there. In fact, they are number 1 with a 4-1 record there. 4-1-0 record, excuse me. 1 tie there. Meanwhile, Henderson Company there coming in hot on their heels, 3-1. As is the pickup group, 3-1-1 with 5 points. While this guy clocked out and locked in there, they have an opportunity to upset Big Brother, as this is the final matchup of the competition here. So let's take a look at what we're playing on today here. Round 5, it is the Tokyo 2099 Spider Island Convoy map, followed by the Kintar Symbiotic Services Convergence map, and if we get to it, Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, Burning T'Challa Domination map there for our folks. So it is certainly getting to the point where we have some fun competition here, and now it's kind of all for the marbles. It's an opportunity now. What are the Revengers going to do, and what is locked in, clocked out and locked in, going to be able to do here? We are certainly going to be able to find out as I try to find the game here as we look. Here's our... There we go. Boom. As we look up, let's take a look at our players on either side here. We got Madders. I call them Matters there. Keysors, Wooksters, Donsicle, and Sean the Sheep, Moose and Moose rounding out, clocked out, and locked in. Meanwhile, for the Revengers, the A team, if you will, we have Gamma Shadow, I'm So Buffy, RJ Peak, The Orange, Pierce, and Mad Hattery rounding out their squad. Joe's getting logged in, win lost that week. Okay, fair enough. So, again, it's anyone's game at this point, folks. We have no idea who's going to come out on top. We've got 3 teams vying for that first spot there, getting the number 1 seed there, and clocked in and locked out. They are vying whenever they want. They can potentially be the upset. And I know that they've been working really hard here, like we're seeing some, now we got to see Shaun the Sheep Grandmaster 2, excuse me, hello. But we got, diamonds, plats, golds, bronze is even in this matchup here. So this one I think is going to be a very fun matchup as they get locked in here. I've got my tea, I've got my water, I've even got the nectar of the gamer. So let's get this best of 3 underway for the final week of the regular season. Before then, we head into the playoffs. We'll go ahead and quickly check on their picks and bans here. This should be an easy one. Since this is all intra-company here, I got no problem with a little bit less of a game delay here. Welcome, Celine. Looks like we are going to get the Pennies and the Punishers, the double P, off the board early on here. Understandable. I don't really like playing against Penny myself. Punisher can be a little bit overbearing as well. Now the next pick here looks like, so a DPS, Fragist, and 2 Vanguards going off. Early on here, it looks like no Cloak and Dagger, no Doctor Strange. What does that mean? Well, it means you're definitely gonna have Magneto combos. I'll be coming out here for those big shields. You see that? You see a Bucky being a potential option here. Without the Punisher, you're gonna see a few other options there. Maybe they run a triple support option there. You might see that happen here in this game. You see it already possibly being a possibility there. Again, it also comes down to those team up abilities. I think that's really the stuff that really sets Marvel Rivals apart here, are these opportunities for these team up abilities. As
they'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Let's see if we can get set up here right as we get underway. Once again, take a look at that opening here for you there. Locked in, locked out. Locked out, locked in. And the blue. The Revengers in the red.
2, 1.
And we are underway. Lest we give away the positioning of anybody pre-game there. Interesting to see the battle here already starting on the orange side. We're going to jump over onto the orange as he takes down one from that advanced position there. Boosters also provides support there for clocked out on that Rocket Raccoon. A dangerous situation there for orange. Almost gets taken out instead. Able to heal up quickly. Gets back in the fight there. And now we're trading blows here. But Donsicle seems to be getting the fruit of the battle right now. As Gamma Shadow is doing a great job on that Emma Frost. Being that front line with RJ Peak. Just pushing them back. Take a look at Booster and indeed Keysource. See as they have to quickly retreat, immediately gets taken out. Now onto the Grand Master player, also getting taken out here. Keysource quickly dropping over to the Hella there, saying, hey, we need a little bit more damage that actually gets the final kill. Maybe that will help here. Meanwhile, on the other side, you've got some ults ready to come up here as they approach the first checkpoint done and dusted there. And so, already Revengers looking strong, 1 point on the board. As we're on board with Mad Hattery here.
That's much better.
All these buffs ready to come online here. We're going to try to keep you available to see on board with all the ults as they come in. One down there as Mad Hattery gets the final touch on Donsicle, going down from the Groot. Anybody in chaos? Nothing there. The orange did take out Moose and Moose as Shaun the Sheep tries to get Gamma Shadow. I'm so Buffy. Now here comes Shaun the Sheep busting out the ult there, trying to stay on the point, slow them down as they start marching away. Halfway through this battle, halfway through the map right now are the Revengers. Matters having some issues finding a DPS that's able to crack the back line there. As we get on board for another one. Right into the Luna Frost ult though. Only gets 2 with the Bucky ult. As you see them slowly trying to make their way back to the point. As they try to stop them before the second checkpoint now.
Maximum pulse.
Big ult there as the orange took out Wookster. Wookster keeping alive there so far. Taken out by Iron Man. Has no problem showing Mr. Fantastic who's got the real high rise in New York.
This web, it's like string theory come to life. Read's gonna love it. Squirrel girl.
Another one.
Kind of mean.
As right now we've got the Revengers on revenge duty. Not that I think they have anything to revenge against their own, fellow employees, but here we are. Massive damage there from Bucky. It matters. Can do something with these squirrels. The orange with the double kill.
Get Spider Zero here up to the web. Done and done.
In your face, loser. Relay deployed.
The if there is going to be
More the merrier.
enough of a push here. See the battle unfolding here right at this corner. ult. What a huge ult that was. There was a team behind the camera and then it disappeared thanks to that maximum pulse. And they take it all the way to the end, to the finish line. Switching sides now, a tough task ahead for Clocked Out and Locked In. They need to be.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Taking a look at the scoreboard halfway through there. And big ups to the Orange, 26-1 death. Huge there. The damage output, 12, almost 12k there, 11.5k damage output. And the accuracy, hey, that's accuracy that'll get you into MLB, you know, 40%. No one's batting 400 these days. Honestly, not the best parking job with that that car there. But you know, beggars can't be choosers. Web of life. Bins on. Sometimes you just need to relax. Have some tea.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3.
Any shenanigans happen? Nothing yet. Pretty calm as they sort of get sorted right now. Ooh, coming in with Dawn Sickle there. I like coming in with the Venom. A dive comp early on here. See if they can really keep it effective. Just absorbing so much damage as Venom. Just keeping alive there. Great job. Able to get out just when necessary. The Rocket doing his job, keeping the team alive and healthy here.
I like the cold. I am barely harmed.
Much better.
Now on the defensive side, things we got Buffy on to Bucky. Looking for those hooks. Waiting for the opportunity to pop an ult. As in comes. Oh, gets smacked with the Diamond Frost. Had him in a chokehold. Nice block there by RJ Peak. Blocking the maximum pulse from Keysor and taking him down as well as I'm So Buffy. And he comes another one. And that's a pentakill. Kitty gets 6.
Always glad to help, partner.
Gonna take a while.
Again.
Doesn't get it though. They do force him down. And he's a force to be reckoned with. Now on board with everybody's most dangerous foe in the sky, the Orange. We've got an Iron Man battle. And he takes him out. As hell comes unleashed here by Matters. Trying to zone him off. The ult, with the ult.
Put on a show.
Non-sickle. Staying alive for the time being. They have a revive to play with around as well for the time being. Can get a little bit more aggressive potentially. Has to be careful with it. RJ Peak trying to hit this back line here as they're pushing this back. Minute 15 is all that's left to get to the next checkpoint here. Moose and team need to work hard for Clocked Out and Locked In to get a point here and stay alive.
Only 60 seconds left.
And a Good job there by Sue Storm, just keeping everybody alive. Now popping the ult here. It's gonna be an interesting one. Oh, right on for the triple. And the Manhunter cleaning up for the quad.
Down to 30 seconds.
Only one left, and that's Keysores, and he is skedaddling out of there, just trying to stay alive right now. Does not get gonna happen there. I'm so Buffy cleaning it up. The crew there as Gamma Shadow, they start coming in ones and twos, only to be met with their doom.
That's what I need.
As there's final few seconds, overtime now, an opportunity possibly. Will we get an ult just to keep everybody alive and keep them on the point? We will see.
Armed and dangerous.
As we get on with Bucky here, gets denied. Kicked into the middle of next week, but still alive there. Ult gone, but they may have done enough to push off the pulse and push off the push from Clock Down Locked In as they take a 3-0 map number 1. The orange, showing why he's got that orange core in the middle of his chest there. Again, just look at these. 40! 43! That is a combined 83. That's a lot just between two people. And then you got 30 from Gamma Shadow there. Massive. Look at the damage block there from RJ Peak. Donsicle, look at that damage block there. 31. You know what? We got to give credit where credit's due there, you know? Those damage blocks, that's where it's at, you know? Massive. Keeping them in the game as much as possible. As we move on to the next map there. Revengers with 1 as we head on to Clintar. What a massive, massive game that was. I mean, Revengers, like, we knew they were going to be pretty good, you know. Not having had a loss really yet. So to see them come out, kind of stamp authority on their colleagues. I mean, clocking in tomorrow. Maybe seeing them face to face. Maybe they'll have a stand-up meeting with them. Maybe, I don't know, Zoom even, or just have to answer an email. And that's always gonna be awkward because right now they are absolutely smashing in, Clocked Out and Locked In. But that's the thing about Clocked Out and Locked In. They've been smashed before, and then they come back in the next map. And it really is so map dependent sometimes with these teams. Sometimes a team just has the edge on a specific style of map. But this is a best of 3 here. So game 1 going to the Revengers. If Revengers win here on the Convergence map, then it will be game, set, match. However, don't count out Clocked Out and Locked In just yet. After all, they have, been able to make some surprises, and they've been able to get some results against teams that kind of may have counted them out a little bit as well. So these are 2 teams certainly willing to fight to the very last. We'll see as we get in. Well Sky v Well Sky. We will see who comes out on top. Pick some bands coming in. To see it's no Punisher, no Widowmaker. All right, so again, a very situational ban that time, going for Widowmaker, one that's not necessarily one we've seen much in this competition. but certainly plays a part very well on a convergence style map, especially this one. Bit of a wild card there, clocked out, locked in,
Could make all the difference.
trying to leave their pool of available characters were available to them. And you see Sean the Sheep jumping right on to the penny that was locked in last time, and Logan Dagger coming on to Pierce. So 2 heroes that we didn't see because they were banned last time, now going up. You guys gotta walk through the map? You just walk through the map.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
There we go. Just boop, 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 boop. Yeah, right there. That's a nice right foot.
The battle starts in 5,
Camera.
4,
Good camera spot.
3, 2, 1.
Parked it there. Oh. We're underway now as we get
Installation area.
with the attacking side of the Revengers first. Moose and Moose on the Sue Storm as well. And the Evangelion Penny Parker from Sean the Sheep. Not just for Christmas movies. Sean the Sheep also available for defensive purposes. And being a massive tank. Seeing them tripling up on the nest there. As they get taken out, those do become priorities for their opponents. And Pierce really doing damage, taking out Donsicle that time. Switching over onto Cloak there, using it effectively. The orange on Captain, the Mr. Fantastic. They now have to defend a little bit further back as the point is taken.
You never fail to impress me, Reed.
And they are moving the payload. Esaurs. Whoa, just barely got out of that situation. I say that, and I am immediately proven incorrect. On board with I Am So Buffy, the second highest damage last game. Just stand and deliver the damage there.
It's Spider time!
And we're on board for the Spidey time. As we're getting multiple ults in response there. Iron Man ult. The Rocket ult there. Now we've got the Sue Storm ult as well. As the payload has stopped for the moment. Fighting off Donsicle, who also has that ult available. Quickly using it to do massive damage there. It's not going to be enough as they are going to go down by the orange. Key Source takes out Gamma Shadow though. I'm So Buffy staying alive though in the back, still keeping that ult available. How long? Not very long at all. Takes out a double. Can we get a triple? Oh, what an O from RJ Peak as he peeked Key Source and delivered a blast to his face. RJ Peak showing he is the Magneto of the match.
Spew your venom no more, demon. That essence so dark. The sooner we deliver it, the better. Vortex field. Please. What a difference.
As we are perhaps seconds away from a last team fight here to possibly decide this side of the map. As we get the ults coming in, there's keeping people alive in the middle of that as they try to stay on the objective here.
This is real firepower.
Staying, fighting in this arch here, trying to keep everybody on the objective. Does look like Revengers staying alive a little bit more effectively right now, as Moose has to make the retreat with the team. RJ Peak taking out Don Sickle that time, as we might get one more ult from I'm So Buffy just to if they can find a target. They don't need it though, as they will march all the way to the end of the map.
3. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on. You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
You'll see how they respond here. And clocked out, they're going to be the ones that need to push forward and capture that point. How they get there, I think, might be telling. We will see.
Before you attack, get ready.
Yeah, I say you. Neither do they, as they think review capture.
Starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
As the second half of this battle has now commenced. We on board with Kisers as they try to get their way to the point. Sticking with the Iron Man right now, which I don't mind. Again, I'm a big flyer myself. I personally prefer the Johnny Storm myself. I like the way he dishes out damage, but that's because I'm also a bit more of a Heimerdinger player in League of Legends, so I think the playstyles mesh pretty well. But Keysource having to dive out of the way there, gets some help there, but quickly gets a man on his face. Has to dive out. I'm So Buffy getting damaged here. Gets the takeout right now. RJ Peak also doing massive damage though on the other side. As we see our first Ultron now from Shaun the Sheep. RJ Peak again using that Penny Parker in the spider. All spiders all the time. Tech so big, so huge. On a point where you just gotta stand there and absorb damage. I've got the moon haunting us. And quickly, a response from the Sue Storm, keeping everybody alive. So the moon can haunt you all you like, but the moon can't dodge what they can't see. And now we're about to get even more spiders. As it's now spider time, and the spiders are just going to be all over that objective and anything that stands in Penny's way. Truly, just spider mines as far as I can see.
That put a spring in my step? Powering up.
I'll patch you up.
A gift from Khonshu.
Only 60 seconds left.
All right, that feels better.
Clearly, you needed some help.
Final 45. Will clocked out and locked in. Find some opportunities here. They got to do something to get on the objective and just get a tick on here. Finally, he'll take out. Maybe. No, kept alive there. Gamma Shadow trying what he can to keep his team alive there. Been doing so great on the rocket. RJ Peak not allowing anybody on the point as long as those mines are running.
Feeling fantastic. The final 10 seconds.
Maximum Pulse comes in, but it's not enough.
Final score 0-2.
And that's going to be game, set, match. Your winners are Wellsky Revengers.
Victory.
31 damage on the orange. 31 kills. 2 weeks notice already put in. Insane. Absolute insanity that time. Forcing an early retirement right before the playoffs. And that takes guts and courage to do that in itself. But hey, folks, that is the last week of the regular season. Now we got the playoffs to look forward to. And, Wellsky Revengers, they are going to be looking forward to it because they are currently undefeated heading into the playoffs. And that is going to be exciting for you and exciting for me to tell you about our sponsors, about the Kansas City Corporate Esports Cup. It's all presented to you by KC Game On, with MVP Gaming Center being the title sponsor this year. We couldn't have done it without them. We also couldn't have done it without our fellow sponsors, Wellsky, as well as Select Quote. So, to all of them, thank you so much for being sponsors. And to Wellsky especially, getting the victory, it tastes extra sweet. And next week, you'll be into the playoffs. The bracket will be set. We'll understand who will have the best chance to move forward as we start cutting down our competition week by week until there can be only one to lift the trophy. That will happen at the finale. Hope to see you guys all there. Until then, I've been JT Displays. You can find me at all my socials. You might got a link tree there, but you can also find me on Threads, JT_displays. On Blue Sky, it's jtdisplays.bsky.social. I'm on YouTube as well, TikTok occasionally as well. Find me there, interact with me, just drop by, say hello, see one of my videos. Make sure to leave a comment. Let them know how you found me. Till then, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, enjoying some Marvel Rivals. We'll be back with more. But until then, have a good night.